What's up, YouTube? Erod212 here with another video. So it's that time again. Time for the back nine. What book are we going to talk about? Or what topic are we going to talk about? Let's talk about Silk. All right, so Silk, great Cindy Moon, great character. If you've read the history on that, bitten by the same radioactive spider as Peter Parker, saves Peter Parker's behind quite a few times, comes out in 2014. So a hot property. It's been rumored that Silk is going to come to some type of a series, but as of yet, no casting or anything specific on that. Before we start this video, though, make sure you check out CBSI's website. Fantastic content. Big shout out to Ben for operating that there, just giving all this community just great insight on great books. Also, a big shout out to my man Phil from Vintage Comics and Toys for setting up this video, because we have nothing but bangers here. And let's get started with all of this stuff here. Let's take a look at what we got. All right, so Phil says, just about every Spidey character is hot, but one that could have a serious upside is Silk. Volume 4 of Silk has just come out, and that is proof the demand for her comics is strong with the comic community. She's been speculated on for a movie, TV series, or animated series, so something has to give in the near future. With those points, let's see what we can recommend for best Silk covers while prices are still affordable. With Silk being a relatively new character, we're allowing comics that haven't been released yet. And if you have a pick not mentioned, please mention in the comments below. Your suggestions are appreciated here. Yeah, so, leave comments on that CBSI website for the back nine. Also, leave comments over here on this video over here. And let me know what you guys are thinking as far as Silk for future spec books and future covers that you guys really like, because there are quite a few of them, and some of them are really going to surprise you. But you know what? Let's go into the first book, and let's take a look at that. So Jack Kornblatt's going to go with Silk number 8, action figure variant. I'm going to go with the action figure variant of Silk Volume 2, number 8. This is a really fun cover that has some interesting upside if Marvel ever tries to give Silk the Gwenverse treatment. It's really comic booky in all the best ways. I kind of liked it. Those books there, those action figure variants, when they first came out, John Tyler Christopher was doing them, I believe it was, were super hot. You had the whole Star Wars theme. But then, like everything else, the industry finds out and sees that people are enjoying this, and they do an overload on them. So a lot of those books, for them to pop, the character or something in the story has to blow up. But actually a really nice book if you want to add a book like that to your collection. I like the cover a lot. So now the next book we're going to take a look at is a classic right here. So Foreign Comic Guru goes with Silk number 1, the second print. First solo story, second print, and way undervalued in my honest opinion. But this selling for 130 to 150 at 98 is mind-blowing to me. You know what? I feel that that's underrated, because we're realizing now. So back in 2014, when these books were coming out in that whole second print craze, and they were doing it with a different color just to the cover, but keeping the original art, a lot of guys, myself included, were passing on the second prints. Now, those books are becoming high demand because they were shorter print runs. And as you go along, if it got more and more into the series, the books got shorter print runs and shorter print runs, which means they're scarcer and scarcer, especially in a 9.8. So, if I could go back, crystal ball, and go back to 2014, I know all the guys I collect and talk with all the time, and buy these second and third prints, I would be a very, very happy man with some really nice books. All right, so now we're going to go with Chris Nelm's pick, and this is a classic. Amazing Spider-Man number 4, the 1 in 10 Ramos variant. Amazing Spider-Man number 4, 1 in 10 incentive is Silk's first cover and first appearance. It's already expensive, but if you believe in Silk, this is the book to own. He's got a great point there. That's just a great, great book, and I'm not a fan of the cover, of the creator of the cover, but that cover came out great. You know what I'm saying? Ramos, hit or miss for me, but great cover, first appearance, 1 in 10 ratio variant. I think that has all the makings of everything that you want when you're looking for a hot key or a hot variant of some sort. Now, Chris Nelms also goes with this one. This is gorgeous cover. Silk #1, Volume 4, the Ji-Hung Lee ASM #4, 1 in 10 variant. I've been a sucker for Silk's webbed up costume. It will never be the costume in the movies, but man, is it a fire costume. Ji-Hung Lee knows this and brings it back for issue #4 of Silk's new series. FOC is in March. So there's a cover that you still have the opportunity to get. So the final order cutoff on that, as they said, is in March. Might be a book you might want to speculate on and possibly see if you can get out of your LCS or order through, Diamond Direct or whatever means you have to get your modern books. But man, that's a good cover, and I do like that new Silk costume. It's a little too provocative for the movies, as he was saying there, but still a really, really nice cover. Now, Ben Stein goes with Silk #3, the Campbell 1 in 25 variant. The Silk hip-hop variant is fire, but there's two others I love too that are less in the spotlight with mainstream collectors. The Campbell hasn't gone up as much as I thought it would, but remains a Spidey fan favorite with both Silk and Black Cat on the cover. And you know what? Real nice cover. I think the problem with Campbell's books is that when he first started doing his variants, he did actually some really nice variants for Silk #4 out of his own store. Everybody was going crazy over the books, and J. Scott Campbell was crushing it. But then he kind of started mailing it in. It happens to all of them. You saw it happen with Art German, guys like that. They get so swamped with work, and they don't want to turn anything down because it's a big paycheck, and they kind of just cookie cut pictures in there, and you don't get as much background behind it, and you just get a minimal pose and kind of like the same pose with different faces type of thing, which kind of hurts it. But if you look at some of J. Scott Campbell's great work, I mean, like I love his Wolverine that he did for New York Comic Con with the glow in the dark claws, fantastic. And some of the other stuff that he's done, it's fire. He is a great artist, but like I said, sometimes that'll hurt the book a little bit. And now let's take a look and see what Ben Stein has as his second book. And I like this cover, man. I never saw this before. Silk #19. The other one I love is Silk 19, where she is on the top of the building gazing over the city. It's simple yet very unique and clearly stands out in this volume of Silk. You know what? It's kind of like giving Silk her own pose, kind of like when Spider-Man is perched up on top, like a gargoyle on a building, and he's in that classic Spider-Man pose, where Silk right there is hanging out over the city and perched and looking out towards the city. I like that. I like that a lot, and that's a book that not going to cost you a lot. Pick that up for $1 or if you find it in LCS for $3, throw it in a box. You never know what's going to happen because we all have that box of speculation covers. Just buy books just because of the covers. You know how many books I bought just because of the cover? It gets crazy. Sometimes we have to check ourselves on that stuff. Now, Topher goes with another beautiful cover, and that's Silk #6. Silk bondage cover and trapped in what appears to be a creepy room. Game over. And you know what? Bondage covers, there is a niche for those books. If you look back and you check out all the Wonder Woman covers and that sell during the Brian Boland, and even way before that, Brian Boland brought it back. But even way before that, in the Silver Age and the Golden Age, she had a lot of bondage covers. And there are collectors out there that buy those books just for those covers. So you know what? Nice little pick right there. I like that a lot. And now Peter Renner is going to go with a cover I just think is gorgeous. This is Silk #4, Jenny Frison 1 in 25 variant. So many covers I like on this list taken, so I'll take the Silk #4 1 in 25 Frison variant. Jenny does it again with another masterpiece. And if you're not a fan of Jenny Frison, you're missing some beautiful, beautiful artwork. A common thread I see a lot with Silk is they do that upside down pose with her a lot. The hair falling down. I guess it flows really nice. Everybody likes it a lot. That cover right there, though, is just a gorgeous, gorgeous cover. So, I'm talking about the upside down covers, and this is why it comes to mind, because this is one of my favorites right here. And this is Jason Shaw goes with Silk #1, the Stacey Lee 1 in 25 variant. Why isn't Stacey Lee doing more Marvel covers? Her art on this cover and Spider-Woman Alpha #1, the 1 in 25 variant, is legendary for manga style art. I agree. Stacey Lee just killed it on both of those books, but especially that one. And that book carries a high premium. It's a pricey book just for a variant. Real nice. Tough to get in 9/8 because of the background on it. The border shows the ticks up pretty bad. So those were the picks that everybody took, and I was once again torn because there were two books that I wanted to go with. The first book I wanted to go with is this book here. And I love this, and I really wanted to go with this pick, but I couldn't in my heart because I wanted to share another book with you guys. And let me show you what book I'm talking about right now, and that's this. So this is Silk #1, the Comics Prose variant from 2015. And this is what I think on it. This is by far one of the toughest Silk variants to find, and does command a pretty penny, with raw copies selling for $350 and up. A 9/8 recently sold for $900, and that was in January. It has a low print run, which, if compared to the Miles Morales Comics Pro variant, should be in the range of $300 to $400, although no specific print run is listed. Currently, there are 211 graded copies in the CGC census. So, I just think that's a white whale. And the thing is, I remember when that came out, even out the gate in its first year, that book was selling for about $150, as the Miles was only selling for about $50. So that's why I jumped on the Miles and not that. But in all actuality, I probably should have jumped on that. Those Comic Pro variants are really nice, and to be part of the Comic Pros organization, you had to pay a yearly fee, but it did entitle people to a bunch of variants and stuff like that at different cons. So those are the picks. I hope you guys enjoyed them. I definitely liked some of these books, especially like that bondage one. I'm probably going to be looking for that and just throw that in the box, because that was a great cover. Also, the one that Ben showed with her hanging off the building and holding onto the pole. Two really nice covers that I want to take a look at. But if you enjoyed this video, please take a look at this video over here, and also take a look at this video over here if you're interested in comic spec and things that I pick up, because they're both good videos. Appreciate you guys watching. To my next video, peace.